Thank you, Jason, and thanks everyone for joining us today. I'm honored to close out this amazing Frontrunner conference at our 8th annual Programmers Week. I recognize this is virtual, but please join me in saluting our tremendous and insightful guest speakers and panelists. Let's see if I can remember them all. Andy, Jaron, Fausta, Sophia, Ewan, Jessica, Seb. I'm sure I'm leaving people out. I apologize. The Techie or Leave It team, you've been all amazing today. So thank you for bringing your unique points of view to this conversation. And a special thanks to our host, Jason, for a great job, and you really crushed it. Thank you very much. So as we close out our conference, I want to try and summarize some of what we heard and share my own sentiment when it comes to being a front runner or becoming a front runner today. So maybe it's all the Formula One talk around the halls of Cognizant. When I think about front runners, I think about speed. So front runners are fast, they're out ahead, they set the pace. That's the thing that comes to mind, right? But obviously, speed, obviously speed is implied in the name front runner. We're here to discuss how you can lead in your careers, companies, markets, and speed is probably something you consider a trait of leaders too. So let's make sense of it. How do leaders go fast? Do these people make you think of speed? To me, they do. And I'd like to help you appreciate the speed and velocity required for these leaders to be successful too. So I love this quote by poet, philosopher, writer Henry David Thoreau, which says, "It's not about to be busy, it's not enough to be busy, so are the ants. The question is, what are we busy about?" So this quote inspires me because it showcases an important concept. Action in the absence of purpose is irrelevant, and which leads us to think outcomes matter and agility is measured by progress. Remember those engineers, product managers, scrum masters over there. We sprint towards something. To make this point more clear, consider this tire versus the other tire. So if you think about it, they're both spinning fast and going somewhere, but one is winning a race while the other is just crashing into a fence. Let's consider these leaders again. What are they busy about? Mary Barra, CEO of General Motors, she has moved GM to quickly but thoughtfully innovate, to embrace electric vehicles, to handle chip shortages and supply chain issues. And by 2025, GM expects that 40% of its products will be electric. So Tim Cook arguably had a really hard job and big shoes to fill in the history of business innovation. But he took Apple to new heights, moving it as quickly, maybe even quicker than they did before. And Mahatma Gandhi broke down walls and norms during a period of tremendous effort between the 20s and 1947. So if you think, while 27 years may not sound fast on its surface, it took Gandhi just 2.5 decades to unwind a political machine hundreds of years in the making, altering the course of empires, in a way changing the world. So you can see speed is relative, but it's there. It's in the steps. It's in the march forward with every incremental accomplishment along that march. That's how they set their own pace for change. So good leaders tend to care about something, so they get it done. They just do it. They act on that purpose. That's what wakes them up every morning. And they're so effective because they understand there is a clear distinction between speed and velocity. Speed is simply how fast you're going, but velocity is measured by displacement. Remember those physics high school lessons, right? And how much ground you cover over time. So it's speed put to purpose. At Cognizant, we care deeply about speed with purpose. We care about velocity. It's not a marketing slogan or inspirational fluff. It's about the longer game. It's about the 360. It's literally a core value of our organization, something we measure on many fronts. For our clients, the work we do literally, in many instances changes the world, helps them change the world. In the last few years, we've led critical projects that drive purpose in government, education, and health. We've led projects that make access to financial systems more egalitarian and built AR-powered tools that make life with disease more painless. We built platforms that make shopping and travel easier for a global consumer base. We built AI tools for safer and more efficient industry. We do this work with velocity because it matters. Market shares, jobs, patients' lives are all on the line when they're impacted by the stuff that we build. So we're constantly seeking to improve our processes and unlock more speed within organizations through the way our delivery teams work. We wrote a book about it on this, actually, on performing and transforming at the same time. So today, velocity is a core measurement of every team, as we call them our pods. And I am proud to announce that we've started a velocity workshop program. It's a complimentary workshop with clients to help them identify practical opportunities to unlock more velocity in their businesses, discovering it together with us. The talent experience really gets the same attention to velocity here at Cognizant. It's a true passion. Our Solaris program, for example, is a great exponent of what we're building. Through it, we help each team member to see their career journeys through meaningful steps, looking into months and years into the future. We're giving speed to their career's direction. What you want to learn, lead in, become, it's all mappable now. And of course, with clear direction, steps become faster. Sophia gave us some great examples of this in her conversation on vision earlier today. But Solaris is just one of so many examples of this thing that's building and always evolving here at Cognizant. Programmers Week is an awesome example of this too. We hosted more than 100 tech talks these past few weeks with thousands of attendees from around the world joining us. Frankly, this mission is an ongoing work in progress. We have so much left to accomplish, so many goals ahead, but we're making progress towards purpose. And as we look to scale works and introduce the best of talent development really across our teams here, I'm conscious of the work we still have to do, but velocity doesn't happen overnight. That's why I'm so excited for what we are planning and we're seeing ahead. So as I close out, I ask you, what's your thing to be busy about? How can you get more busy about it? Maybe you already know this goal, or maybe it's just something you vaguely understand. Each of you here today have the opportunity to define what your North Star might be, how you define your purpose, what matters most to you. The central dedication may not be as clear as to you today as it is to say Mary Barra or Tim Cook, but I challenge you also to remember that an unclear goal is often a great one, because at the end of the day, not everything that counts can be always counted, right? So there are so many steps along the journey of progress, and most of those journeys have no exact end. They waver until you find your true north, right? So life isn't exactly an F1 race, and there's usually no winners, because time continues, changes, evolves everything. So instead, really pick a direction and just take one step. Learn, continuously reassess, keep going. It's a lot like the build, measure, learn cycle and product thinking, right? We are always talking about here. One of the people really that I admire is a completely different, from a different planet for us, from us really, mostly engineers and product managers and designers here. His name is Warren Buffett. I'm sure you all know it. He has lots of famous quotes that apply to just about any situation, but there's one that is interesting for this, that reads, sometimes it's not how fast you row your boat, it's how fast the stream is going, which leads us to think, okay, the stream is important. And so it's important that we choose and we influence the stream around us Believe me, we can influence that as a person, as a team, as an organization, as a country. I think this is a perfect way to think about progress today and velocity. We can approach really our goals with this same idea. Number one, have conviction in your vision and be ready to roll. Number two, be willing to fail fast and change on the fly. The stream may be fast, but you can course correct when need be. Number three, measure yourself against the speed of your progress, which is your velocity. Find that stream, put it to work for you and for your purpose. And figure out who you do it with. So, I leave you with this question. What will you be busy about? How much do you need to row? Where is your stream? And very importantly, who do you row with? Thank you all. It's been a pleasure to join in this amazing day today. And thank you to the small army of people who made this day possible. Thank you to the thousands that join us. It's been a great day and great job to you. And with that, back to you, Jason.